Hey, what's up everybody? This is Justin Lewis with Gynecomastia Talk, and I'm currently in the process of moving, so my house is a little bit out of whack and I haven't recorded any videos lately. But I do have a video for you today, and this is giving advice to somebody that simply asked for my advice. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my laptop and I'm going to read what this person said. And this is an 18-year-old. I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, just because many of us with gynecomastia, we're kind of shy. We're embarrassed about the fact that we have gynecomastia. And although it isn't as serious as we personally think it is something that a lot of people want to hide. So I don't want to mention any names. So if you do ask my advice or anything like that, I'm not going to mention any names, just in case, even though it's highly unlikely your friends or family would ever see this video, because they're likely not looking for it. But I will go ahead and read this really quick, and then I'll give you my advice. So the question is, or the statement that was mentioned to me, is titled, "Your Advice." And he says, "Hi Justin, I am currently an 18-year-old dealing with gynecomastia. I am a pretty fit and active person. I have never been overweight, and I'd like to say that I have a pretty fit body. But all of this is overshadowed by lumps under my breast. I succeed in a lot of things that I do, yet I'm still not as confident as I should be. I worry every day when a new situation will present itself where I might have to take my shirt off. I have talked with my parents, and they don't seem to think it is as big of a deal as I do. I'm trying to see where they're coming from, but I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that they don't notice much. I guess I'm just asking for how you have dealt with gynecomastia in the past. Has your problem resolved itself? How do you deal with it? I know you mentioned an attitude change. I want to talk with my parents as well about how I feel. I'm just looking for your story and advice. Thank you so much." Okay, so first off, I'm going to give you some quick feedback on this. You can check out my other videos. I do have other videos explaining gynecomastia, and I will have more in the future. So continue to watch all the videos that I have up here. And if you'd like, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can get more updates in the future. Really quickly, I do want to touch on the fact that you are a bit embarrassed and you think every single day about having an opportunity arise where you have to take off your t-shirt. And I will actually tell you right now that although I'm not as embarrassed as I used to be, I won't personally take off a t-shirt. I know a lot of other guys with gynecomastia that'll go out in public and take off their t-shirt, go to the beach, swim in a pool, all these different things. I don't personally do that. And to be honest, even though I'm pretty confident in everything that I do, and I've built businesses and all these other things over the years, I'll give you an example of something that actually happened today. And to me, this is pretty stupid, but at the same time, it's just something that I'm affected by with gynecomastia. So here's an example. This is a t-shirt. You can actually see that it's inside out, and it's a red t-shirt. The reason that this t-shirt is inside out is because earlier today, I was headed out to go get my car repaired and everything. And before I left, I tossed on this t-shirt, got ready and everything, and I looked in a mirror by accident. I really shouldn't have, because it wasn't as serious as I thought. But I looked in a mirror and I noticed I could actually see something right here in my chest. I saw that I could see a bump and everything. And I felt really weird about it. It took me about 10 more minutes just continuing to walk back and forth, getting ready and looking at the mirror, just because of that simple thing, just because it was a little bump right there. It wasn't even that noticeable. But to me, it was noticeable. And I think with a lot of people with gynecomastia, that's just how we view it. We think it's very noticeable, but other people really don't notice it. It's not the elephant in the room. There's not this big elephant in the background, and you're just like, oh, there's a freaking elephant. That's not how it works. Most people aren't going to pay attention to that thing. Now you might because you have gynecomastia. And because you have gynecomastia, if somebody else has it, you're likely going to notice. But most people that don't have gynecomastia aren't going to care. They aren't going to look for it, and they won't say anything about it anyways. And it's not going to hurt your character if they do notice that you have gynecomastia. So just remember that. Now, one of the things I will tell you is that when I was wearing this t-shirt and everything, I ended up taking it off. And I'm a bit disappointed in myself because of that, but at the same time, I feel way more comfortable. And I think that's the biggest thing that we have to do when we have gynecomastia. We have to feel comfortable with ourselves. And if that means that you have to change your t-shirt and everything, so what? Just do it. Find a couple of t-shirts, find certain colors and stuff like that that draw attention away from your chest. Do things like that. And what's funny is this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, if you notice, it says Bazinga right here. And I have a lot of Bazinga t-shirts. What's funny about it is I actually noticed that even though the attention is drawn right here, people are always like, oh my god, that's such a cool t-shirt, blah blah and all that. They get excited about it. And it's really weird, and I have lots of other t-shirts that have the main focal point right there. Everyone notices it, everyone talks about it. The funny thing is, no one has ever come up to me and straight up said, oh dude, what's wrong with your chest? Even though they're looking right there, even though they're just staring right in this general area. So it's definitely not as huge of a deal as you personally think it is. This is to everybody out there that has gynecomastia, because although it is to us a very big deal and everything, other people just aren't going to worry about it the same way. Now, when it comes to talking to your parents about it, I definitely advise that you don't go about the route that I did, because the way that I did was, and I don't mean to smile or laugh about it or anything, but I just look at myself as a stupid kid back then now, is I used to tape my chest, and I used to tape all the way around with duct tape, to the point that I had health problems because of it. And one day I went for a checkup, and that's how my mom found out about it. And she was extremely, extremely scared for me and terrified. And I felt terrible for that, and I wish it didn't happen. You know, now I look back on it, and it's more funny than anything, just because I was a really stupid kid. And I really wish I hadn't have done it, but I did, and I can't change that. You have an opportunity to change that. You can present this to people, and they're not going to think you're crazy because of it. They're not going to think you're weird or anything like that. My best friend knows that I have gynecomastia. My girlfriend of 6 years knows that I have gynecomastia. It took me almost a year to tell her that I had it. She didn't even notice, and she had seen me without a t-shirt, didn't even notice that there was a problem with me. Okay? So, girlfriends too. It's seriously not as big of a deal as you think it is, because I'm not saying I'm the best looking guy in the world. I definitely don't believe that. But at the same time, I know that girls have been attracted to me, and many girls of many different styles and stuff like that and everything. Very, very attractive girls as well. And yet, I have gynecomastia, and they've seen me without a t-shirt. So, it's definitely something that I believe is more just, it's something that we think too much about. And we put the gynecomastia up on a pedestal, and we think that it's a serious, serious matter, when really it isn't, and most people aren't going to notice. I will say the hardest thing, though, out of everything else, is that when you are more fit, and now I'm not saying I'm the most fit person in the world, but I have an athletic build or something like that, I guess. You know, when you are fit and you have something that is more visible, it is a little harder. You know, it makes me kind of want to gain weight, and I have tried to gain weight. But with my personal, my personal metabolism and stuff like that, I can't gain weight. I try. I eat all day long, and I can't gain weight. So, instead of doing things like that, if you do want to get rid of it without surgery and stuff like that, think about, you know, just working out, doing certain types of workouts that are helpful for gynecomastia. And what I'll do is I'll provide some of those workouts, maybe a link to something, in the description below this video. And along with that, I really, really want to hear other people that want advice for gynecomastia, want advice for this type of thing. I know it's a little weird right now. I'm just starting out this channel, and this video was a bit longer than my others, but I wanted to give the best advice that I possibly could. if you can't do workouts, if you can't do all this other stuff, I would say the last thing I would suggest is well, what I do, I wear a white t-shirt under every single shirt that I have. So I always wear a white t-shirt. Doesn't matter what I'm wearing, I always have one of these underneath. And it makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Been doing it for the past couple of years, probably about 8 years now, and I feel very, very comfortable when I'm wearing a white t-shirt. Now, if I'm not wearing the white t-shirt, I feel completely naked, I feel exposed, I feel like everybody's looking at me. But that white t-shirt, for some reason, just makes me feel better. So I'll also include a link. This is something that I haven't personally used, but I've seen a lot of really great reviews on it, and I've had other people message me about it. And I'll include a link to it's kind of like a t-shirt that pulls against your chest and stuff like that, and it makes it seem like it's more flat and everything. So I'll include a link to that below this video in the description. And again, if you have any questions about gynecomastia, anything like that, go ahead, leave a comment down below, and if you'd like, go ahead and subscribe to Gynecomastia Talk, and I'll see you in the next video.